Um, of course, nobody wants their mother or any family member to go through, what I'm saying, to go through the chaos of a funeral. Years ago, I stopped going to wakes because a lot of times you go to wakes and the attention is not on the person that it's supposed to be on. A lot of times you might have, in my cases, it would be young guys, and then they girls would come in and argue over them, and they're dead. You know what I mean? It's just a lot of like extra stuff where I felt like, just in my opinion, like I would be better off mourning somebody the way I seen them, anyways. I just had something about seeing people that way, anyways. So, with saying that, my mother, hard worker, beautiful woman from Cape Verde Islands, Mary Ann Scott. She passed away. She was 79 years old. Me and her were, close, super close. I'm a mama's boy. I'm her only son. That's my dad right there, Schnapps. And it was sad the way it happened. Unfortunately, when you have these type of, when you have wakes and funerals, there's other things that are involved as far as like with the families. More embarrassed than anything else, to be honest with you, because of me being a public figure, and then having people to see that me and my family's going through that. That's I really that was I didn't appreciate that. But at the end of the day, my mother, is up there with her family now, and she's happy. I know she's resting. You know what I'm saying? So, that's pretty much I want to talk about that. Oh, I'm good. I'm good. I got shot, Mom. You know what I'm saying? I got shot twice. One of them was a graze on my back and one here. And, I got to do some physical therapy for a little while, you know what I'm saying, on my hand. But I'm all right. Well, it was, just I can't talk too much about that, you know what I'm saying, only because, of course, there's an investigation still going on, so it's kind of really discussed that. Just, only thing I want to say about that as far as live on camera is that my mother was a beautiful, beautiful woman. And, what's transpired with her over the last 10 years was just really unfortunate, as far as her. I would have wanted her to retire and, be somewhere on an island and stuff. But, things happened, and, you know what I'm saying? I mean, things happened that was out of my control. I'm in Atlanta, and she's up here, and, and she has other daughters and nephews and stuff, and, it's unfortunate. Money brings the worst out of people. You know what I'm saying? So, with my mother not here, probably, I just started losing faith in human beings. You know what I'm saying? I just thought, because when I grew up, it wasn't like this. You know what I'm saying? Like when I grew up, when I was young, and it just doesn't have to do with my mother and everything else, just like society on a whole. It wasn't like this. People had genuine love for each other. We live in an age of social media now, and there's no genuine love because you really don't even know who you're talking to half the time. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's a lot of great things that social media, brings to the table, but at the end of the day, I think it's taken away that genuine love that people have for one another. Like when you meet somebody and you talk to somebody face to face, I think, with my mom passing and with the things that transpired, it's definitely made me a little bit colder, but then there could be something that happens next week that, that makes my heart happy again. You know what I'm saying? I mean, people don't understand it. In my opinion, every time you wake up and go to sleep is really a new life. I just think that you can't keep as many birthdays like that. It'll also be like 5,678. You know what I mean? But really, when you go to sleep, think about it. When you go to sleep, it's almost really like you're in a coma state. So you're waking up to a whole new life. That's how I look at it. You know what I'm saying? So anything that happens bad in the past, I try to put it in the trash, right back here in the trash. And what I'm saying, I press that trash button, it's gonna hit that little, and that's it. I don't want to. If it's not positive, I don't want to remember it. You know what I'm saying? Boston's been hard on me. Not the people, but the press, the police, the media. You know what I'm saying? The politicians. You know what I'm saying? Boston's been hard on me, my group. Coming up as a rap group in Boston was like, people say now like, yo, it's funny because, people don't understand really that Boston kind of suppresses hip hop. I mean, it really does, and it's been doing that. I mean, we went through hell just trying to get our groups popping, whether it was RSO, Made Men, Wise Guys. I mean, we had to do extra from what somebody say in North Carolina or somebody in, especially Atlanta. I mean, Atlanta's the Mecca, but there's no real radio station up here representing hip hop. There's no real clubs up here that people can go and, you know, get this stuff played. It's just the vibe here is just, it's just a weird vibe, man. And I don't want to, you know, I don't want people in Boston to get mad when I say that, but you know, it's not their fault. You know what I'm saying? It's the people that run this city. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you got to go to Providence to go to a club or to go to a rap show or a rap concert. Boston's the sixth, I think, most largest media market in the world, and we can't. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? Just hip hop's always been funny here for me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's my city, and I love it to death. And nobody rep Boston more than me. I don't give a fuck who, what, who, how, what. They can say it. Nobody rep the Bean more than me. When I go outside, people know me from Boston. They know I'm from Boston, and you know, I'm proud of that. That's where I'm from. But then it's like I leave it there. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Because you know, I mean, I've had a lot of great times here with family and friends and everything. But as far as trying to get music going, and as far as, you know, trying to get hip-hop popping, it's just been like an uphill battle. But the one good thing is that Dave Mays discovered Source magazine at Harvard in 1988, and that right there changed the world as far as hip-hop goes. So at least Boston can say, look, you know what I'm saying, at least we had the Source magazine coming out of here. I would give props where props is due. The magazine is garbage, man. I mean, at first it was sad, now it's just funny. It's just like, just their covers and the way at one point they was putting nothing but independent artists, and that's cool, but you're not going to sell magazines like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to have some star power in there. And the people who running it, you know, people said what they want about Benzino and Dave about the Source or whatever, but you know, some of the greatest magazines and some of the issues came from us. Period. And then when we left, it's down the toilet, but nobody said, hey, it started going down the toilet when Dave and Ray left. They didn't say that. You know, people wanted to blame us for the magazine to kind of downfall, but when we left, the magazine sold a lot less. And actually, Hip Hop Weekly, the new magazine, is selling more than them right now. I mean, after the Source, '06, me and Dave, you know, the name was open. Hip Hop Weekly was open, the name. We grabbed the name and just figured that the format at that time, a lot of magazines like Us Weekly, People, they were, you know, the internet closed down a lot of monthlies. So at that time, the only magazines that were really making money were like the Us Weekly's, People magazine, still are. You know, like they don't cost too much to make, and you know, you don't have to go do a big $40,000 photo shoot. I mean, you know what I'm saying? And so, you know, we started Hip Hop Weekly like on a Women of Prayer, and you know what I'm saying? And you know, at the end of the day, we lost the Source, and we knew that Dave said that the guys that, you know, distribute the magazine said, look, if you come up with something else, we'll back you. And we came up with the magazine, and then the rest was history. I just do whatever's in front of me. You know what I'm saying? It's not one or the other. I mean, I love the music the most. Making music, the feeling of coming out and making music in the studio, like I love that the most. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, the responsibilities, whatever's in front of me is what I'm going to, you know. I love hip-hop, so I always loved that. I didn't go on there like, I went on there really to give Stevie advice, and then one thing led to another, and it was like, wow. You know, I mean, cameras didn't bother me because we've been in front of cameras like for years with videos, and you know, the RSO had been out since the 80s, the Made Men, the 90s. I had a solo career on a few labels, so the cameras wasn't it. It was like the personal life I had, you know. So I'm loving hip hop, and I don't want Mona to be mad at this if she sees this. She might not see this. But hey, you guys, you never know. But it's like, you ever went to the Hunger Games? That's what loving hip hop is. It's like the Hunger Games. You know, they throw you out there and they throw shit, you know what I'm saying, to wreck you and everything. And at the end of it, if you come out, if you still got a relationship, if you're still all in one piece, then maybe you get to come back next season. It's real. It's what they do is like they manipulate your reality. You know, when I say manipulate it, like if you're with a girl, you know what I'm saying, you guys are chilling, and they say, hey, listen, we're going to shoot you guys over at Legal Seafood. And you go there, and it's like, lo and behold, there goes your ex-girl right there. You're like, wait a minute. How the hell you get here? Like, what the hell you know what I'm saying? Right. So it's your reality, but it's like you wouldn't have did that. You wouldn't have had them at Legals together. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's like, It's your story, and they just pretty much, put you in positions to play your story out. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely not fake. It's definitely, it's not scripted. It's your life. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you get upset because you're like, damn, man, I didn't want that part of my life on there. Damn, because everybody got skeletons. Everybody got things that they don't want out. So, you know what I'm saying? It's like, man, how the hell that, you know what I'm saying? But if you're comfortable with yourself and with the person you're with, it's all right. You know what I'm saying? If you don't give a fuck what people say or think about you, it's all right. Yeah, working on Althea's album. She's on Love this season 11 hip hop. Been working on her album. She got a single called Ghetto Love that's getting ready to hit the charts. Ray Ray's been working on his stuff. My son Ray Sean. Ray Ray came on the Cash Money tour when he was 7 years old with me. You know what I'm saying? It's like all my kids. Like Koi sings and raps. She's dope. Taj is the basketball player. So but yeah. He's been working on his stuff. He's actually getting ready to go to college to AIM down there. To do more with the music thing. And then I stayed doing music. I was this whole week I was up here. What really kind of helped me with all this with my mother was being in the studio. You know what I'm saying? I stay in the studio because that's really like my getaway for me. You know what I'm saying? From all this foolishness out here. You know what I mean? That's my getaway. So I think a lot of kids in Boston are dope, for real. Boston has their own style. What I would like to see of Boston rappers, if y'all listening, I would like to see y'all kind of like push the tempo up a little more. I think, and I might have some, in 2 times I might have some responsibility of JB, the Hangman 3, that we always did like slower tempo music, gangster music. So whereas that now, if you can't really get slow BPMs on radio. Like, it's hard to get your song played on radio because you have to have a budget, number one. So the only other place that you can really get it played is the club. You're not going to be able to get a club song played if it's slow. So if I could say anything, is just step your tempos up. Listen to what's out there. Listen to what's on the radio. Listen to what's popping. Listen to your favorite artists. It ain't like copying them, but beats wise, you want a beat that's gonna get these people. So when you do go in the club, you tip the DJ $50, $100. He plays your shit. People are still kind of like popping with the music that was played before them. You know what I mean? So if anything, I could tell Boston is like step their BPM game up, meaning their beats should be faster, around that 140 to 148 range, around that range right there. That don't mean stop doing the classic, stuff. That doesn't mean doing that. But I mean, I just think that, you should be versatile. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Listen, guys don't buy albums. Women do. Simple as that. Women really run when I say women, not necessarily as far as I'm saying, they push the music industry. They're the ones that's going to go out and buy your stuff and really support you. You know what I'm saying? So you kind of got to have, if you don't want to cater to them, which I think in these last years, I think I've been doing that with my music. I think I've been doing more club songs and songs catering to women. And if, you know what I'm saying? Like, because there's only so many ways you can bust your gun. There's only so much drugs you can sell. You know what I'm saying? There's only so much, you know what I'm saying, bad stuff you could say. You know what I mean? I mean, there's so much more subjects out here that, you know what I mean? Like, I think we get caught up a lot of this gangster music a little bit too much, man, because not everybody's waking up gangster. We know that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? Just be versatile with your music. That's it. Man, Boston? Anybody, yeah, man. Just anybody support me while I'm going through this tough time. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody in this room, my family and my friends, and and to Boston, because this is where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? This is where I'll get buried at. You know what I mean? And don't believe everything you hear. You know what I'm saying? Don't Google up shit and just automatically believe it. And you know what I'm saying? Like, do some homework. Really kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like, really try to, find some reputable sources, to really kind of like stamp what you're hearing, because, half the stuff on the internet is false, 100% false. And, kids, it has a lot of these young kids' minds that believe in it. So, that's really it. And shout out to you guys. You guys are doing a great job. Yo, this is Benzino, and I want to shout out Ray and Pete for any hip hop. Holla.